Greetings, Brother Shaman.
What's up, everybody? Today we're taking a look at the new enhancement tier set coming in Season 2, which was recently reworked from reducing Doom Wind's cooldown to instead proccing Doom Winds. To set, your spells and abilities have a chance to give you a stack of winning streak. Each stack increases your builder's damage by 5% up to a maximum of 25%. And spenders have a 1% chance per Maelstrom spent to remove all stacks of winning streak. And you're forced, when you lose winning streak, you gain Doom Winds for 4 seconds. Doom Winds also increases your next Crash Lightning's damage by 24% up to 120% anytime it deals damage, and you can store 10 stacks of this. So there's a lot going on, but it's really pretty straightforward. You pretty much have 95% uptime on the 2-set bonus, the 25% builder damage increase. They stack up insanely fast, so losing them every now and then is not really noticeable. So taking a look at the 4-set part, first of all, up to 10% chance to proc it based on Maelstrom spent on any spender. It might sound like a lot, but in actuality you can go well over a minute without ever consuming winning streak and getting that extra Doom Winds. Of course, RNG be RNG, so sometimes you chain proc, but more often than not, I am getting flashbacks from playing Deeply Rooted Elements, praying for procs. The only difference is proccing Ascendance is way more fun than 4 seconds of Doom Winds. However, when Doom Winds does proc, or you pop Doom Winds yourself, you start stacking the Crash Lightning damage increase buff, which lasts for 30 seconds, so there's no rush to spam out Crash Lightning. There is virtually no risk of dropping them, unless you just don't press it ever. And like I said, you can have up to 10 stacks of this, but Crash can consume up to a maximum of 5 for 120% damage increase, and Crash can consume up to 5 stacks. When you pop Doom Winds yourself, you will always get 10 stacks. When the tier set procs Doom Wind, you get 5 stacks, so always enough for a fully empowered Crash Lightning slapperoni. Now, with the recent retuning for Enhancement, where they buffed Crash Lightning's damage by a mere 200%, adding on 25% from 2-set, 120% from 4-set, your Crash Lightning starts to hit like Tempest sometimes. Oh, and also 50% damage increase on your main Crash target. Works great for some added on prior targets in dungeons and bosses that spawn ads, or just, flat out damage increase on single target. Might not be enough to make Crash a single target priority, but it does make it a lot less sad on single target. But odds are you'll only press Crash on single target after Doom Winds to consume the buff, cause it does slap quite a bit when the buff is up. All in all, it's a pretty decent set bonus. It could be fun to play with. However, the procs are few and far between, so 90% of the time it's just a flat damage increase to your builders, and every minute you get between 2 or 3 empowered Crash Lightnings. Like that's it. You deal 25% more damage to your builders, and occasionally your Crash Lightning does even more damage. And for sure, Crash Lightning can do some insane damage with this, which, sure, damage is always fun, but since the damage is partially tied to either a 1-minute cooldown, which is your own Doom Winds, or the 4-set proc, which never procs, well, it's just not that fun, as it doesn't happen often enough. I mean, when Doom Winds does proc, you get a tingly feeling, oh boy, I get to slap him with the big Crash. But since you can legit go over a minute without proccing it, that feeling quickly goes away and you forget the tier bonus is even there. Now, it is a tricky situation. Doom Wind is really strong, so if it were to proc constantly, it could be an AoE nightmare. They already went and gutted Wind Fury damage for totemic builds because it was so busted, so adding in even more Doom Winds could turn out to be pretty problematic. But in my opinion, the only way to make this set more fun is to get it to proc more often. I mean, that, or remove the Doom Winds part and just have that when you remove stacks of winning streak, your Crash Lightning deals giga damage, and have it happen way more often without the Doom Winds part. Then at least we get to slap Cause I'd rather take big crash slap more often than some Doom wins, but I very much doubt they'd rework it again. But I do think they might retune it, possibly to proc a little more, but yeah, it's a fine line tuning wise. Now all in all, I don't dislike it, it fits with the retuning. All of our builders are hitting like trucks. If you play a Stormstrike centered build, then Stormstrike will be your main damage on single target. Play Lava Lash and Lava Lash will be your main damage. On AoE, a little different, but still a way up there. And the tier bonus work for virtually every enhancement build and doesn't seem to greatly favor one over the other. But this could of course change as we test more. But I mean, it might mean for some builds you're forced to take Crash Lightning on single target, but with the talent tree reworks, that's not really an issue. You have the points, and it opens up the possibility that some builds might run Unrelenting Storms on single target. I do love Crash Lightning getting some love. The new animation is sick. The more I play with it, the more I like it. So getting a tier bonus that puts Crash on a pedestal fits. Even though I wish it was more impactful on the Crash part. Might just be me, but I really like pressing Crash. And even more this season when it actually trucks. Same with Doom wins. I love the attention it's got in the War Within, and it does make a rotational difference. When Doom wins is active, your Maelstrom generation goes through the roof, which feels great. And since it pretty much guarantees that all your Wind Fury proccing abilities proc Wind Fury, it opens up different combos, if you will, when it's active, like getting a Giga Chad Wind Fury proc from the new Primordial Storm since it hits 3 times in one global uncapped. I mean, the damage from Storm isn't uncapped, but the amount of targets it hits is, meaning it procs Wind Fury on all targets 3 times, which is nuts. Same with Crash Lightning Sundering, although only 1 hit rather than 3. However, when it rando procs from your tier set for 4 seconds, yeah, I mean, it's a lot less noticeable, but if it procced more often, it would probably help a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what y'all think of these set bonuses. If you want to help support my work, you can become a patron, Twitch, or YouTube member. You can gain access to my Discord, shoutouts and videos, and help with anything PvE or enhancement related. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and slap that notification bell for more enhancement content. It really helps my channel out. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Now, if you truly want to master the elements, you have to watch more Stankie.